dressing because they know it's going to be covered what they're wearing, so they do things, they wear clothes that are going to send a message.
I saw a news article today about Tulsi Gabbard and her white suit. And it was talking like 2 paragraphs about her white suit before
And it's before it talks about anything else. That's the problem. Or it's not on the fashion page. Oh, and what I was going to say, when I was talking about Hillary Clinton's $14,000 jacket or whatever, did you ever see any stories about how much Trump spent on his clothes? No, no.
What about Ann Richards?
Oh,
Ann Richards.
There's got to be stuff on her.
There is, but you know, I didn't live in Texas then.
Oh.
I know.
She was awesome.
I hear so much, yeah. And her daughter's awesome now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yes, there are things written about her, but not, you know, one of the things I'll say is that being a feminist media scholar is kind of a niche area. So there's not as much as we might like to see written.
So Fred and I were just talking, you brought up a good point. In Texas, we are fortunate enough to have these really strong, amazing, kick-ass women who are veterans
I know.
that are running. And I feel like that, and Fred brought up the point too, that almost gives them a way to just be kick-ass because they can use the fact that they're veterans. I mean, are you going to go up to Kim Olsen and tell her she's not feminine enough? I mean,
No, are you?
No.
But you know what?
They get to almost use that MJ.
They can nullify them.
Yeah, well, we'll see if it is successful is the big question, right? But yes, and I also think, you know, we're at a really interesting time in our culture where gender issues are really getting blown up.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think women are starting to say, I can be a kick-ass chick, right? And so I think that space is opening up, but whether they can win, and can they win at the level of president, is a good question.
And could a woman who's not a veteran take on that role? If MJ
Right.
wasn't a veteran, if Kim Olsen wasn't
Right.
a veteran, would they have made those
Yeah.
moves?
And do you know who got really surprisingly good media coverage was Sarah Palin at first? And I wrote about that, and I really believe it's because she was doing this really good performance of masculinity. She was a pit bull with lipstick and a mama bear, which is tough, with a gun. But at the same time, she was a beauty queen, right? So she fit the standard ideas of what you needed to be feminine, looks, which are the most important part of a woman, and then she also was, so she was really interesting. But yes, I was, you know, I'm looking at what project do I do next, and that's exactly the one I was thinking about.
Okay, we have one last question over here. John, I want to know
What about Condoleezza Rice?
There's a very famous New York Times story that talks all about her black boots. So she was also treated in that kind of objectified manner. Yeah.
It seems you didn't hear too much about her because she was with Bush.
Yes,
And
yes.
one of the guys.
Yeah. I know you had your hand up for a really long time. Can we just do that one last time?
Well, they spoke, they reminded me of Valerie Plain's ad, but my real question was, what's your analysis of Kamala Harris? Because she's very well put together. She's very chic in her picture, her look, and then she's very well spoken as a prosecutor.
She's tough. Yeah, I know. And I mean, I love how tough she is. And you're right. She also kind of has that corporate femininity, right? But I think what it comes down to is what we can think as Democrats and as enlightened humans, and then what happens to her in media and just cultural discourse. And you know, she's getting a lot of conversation about Willie Brown, right, and her relationship with him, the governor, and his name was Willie Brown, right? The governor the mayor of San Francisco, and that it's because of an affair with him that she made it to where she is. And that just echoes what people say about Hillary Clinton. So even though, you know, the things you're making, the good points, she's still suffering from those same things that a lot of women in the public sphere suffer from, which is being associated with men.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.